Alright, my first Pro Tour as a competitor. I can't believe I won that regional PTQ. I'm gonna play against my heroes, the best in the world. Wow, it's Pro Tour Origins winner Joel Larson.
Hey Nate, first Pro Tour, huh?
You bet. I can't wait.
Have you practiced your handshake?
My handshake?
Your concession handshake. Loser.
Don't pay attention to him, Nate. He's a jerk. The Pro Tour can be a pretty rough place sometimes.
I know. I need someone to show me the ropes. I don't want to practice conceding. I want to win. Martin, you won a Pro Tour. Can you teach me to be a master like you?
Sure. But if we do this, you have to do exactly as I say. No questions asked. Deal?
Deal.
There are some flies in my room. I need you to swat them, like this.
Okay, but what does that have to do?
No questions asked.
You know, Martin, I'm sick of this. When are you going to teach me some magic?
You're playing an aggressive deck, right?
Yeah?
Well, then I already taught you everything. Here. Now use the cards to swat the fly. Again. Again! Again! Now open the pickle jar. Close it. Open it. Close it. Tap. Untap. Tap. Untap. Good.
Whoa. I get it now. But why did you have me iron your underwear?
Because I don't like wrinkles in my underwear.
Everyone learns how to play Magic from someone, be it a friend, parent, or local game store employee. But learning the rules is one thing. Becoming a master requires a long and dedicated apprenticeship, and you won't see a higher level of mastery anywhere than you do in Magic's hallowed Hall of Fame. Is there a person who stood out in helping you become the player that you are today?
If I need to point someone that specifically helped me to get here today, I will say it's my family, because when you are winning, you have a lot of friends, like everyone want to talk with you, everyone like calls you to join teams, to play tests, to everything, but when you're down, like you want to have like your true friends in your family, and I think they are the reason I'm here today, and the reason I ever like have any success playing Magic at all.
Did you know that you were going to be a master level player as soon as you started playing Magic?
いや、そんなことはないですね。最初は本当遊びでやってただけで、10年もこのゲームにやるとは思ってませんでした。Being integrated into the Magic Pro Tour Hall of Fame brings me a special joy and appreciation. I would like to continue to play and make an effort to be a role model for a new generation of Magic players.
Magic brought me my girlfriend. She's been my rock and been fantastic and made everything so much easier for me. And so, this is my special day, and I can't imagine sharing it with anyone more special to me than Athena. And I'd also like to take this moment to say that I don't think I should be the only one to get a ring today, and I'd like to share all the rest of my days with her. She said yes.
Playing in a big event for the first time can be intimidating. If you're like me, you also have night sweats for a week and scary voices in your head. So it's good to seek out advice from someone who's been there before. Pro Tour champion Luis Scott Vargas has mentored lots of players, some of whom have gotten good at Magic. Let's see what he can do for me in a new segment called Coach Luis.
Luis, I don't know what to do. We're about to start the draft. I have no idea what to draft. I don't like any of the archetypes. I want to have the best deck at the table. I've got a 3-0 this draft at my first Pro Tour. What do you do? What do you like to draft?
I like to draft 4-color Converge because that's just what happened. But
4-color Converge. Okay,
more importantly, you just got to focus, Nate. You're not focusing. I can tell right now.
Yeah, no. I mean, look at that squirrel over there. It's funny. It's a funny, fluffy tail.
Head in the game.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so force 4-color Converge no matter what.
That's exactly what
Force
I said.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luis. Sounds great. Luis, what were you thinking? The 4-color Converge deck? I didn't know what I was doing. Draft was a train wreck. It felt like deck was garbage. I lost to Paul Cheon, who pinged me 20 times with a nettle drone behind a bunch of defenders. What were you thinking?
If you're losing to Paul, things aren't good. In retrospect, that might not have been the best deck to force, especially if you don't have a ton of experience. So what I think you really have to do is just try to build a better mana base this time. Maybe cut it to 3 colors. That's not too greedy.
Luis, I 0-3'd the draft. I don't know if I'm good enough to play Magic at all, let alone at the Pro Tour. Maybe I just should quit.
You know, Nate, 0-3ing a draft isn't a disaster. Even 0-3ing like 5 or 10 drafts, that's not the important part. The important part is what you learn from it. And did you learn something from this draft?
Don't force 4-color Converge if Luis Scott Vargas tells me to?
Yes, you've learned not to trust me. But besides that, you've also learned that maybe practicing a little bit more with the different decks will help. Because you clearly were not ready to draft 4-color Converge. I can just tell that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I bet every player starts off losing a bunch of drafts at the Pro Tour. I'm sure you were terrible at your first few Pro Tours. Is that right? Anyway, thank you, Luis. I have learned something here today, and I hope you have learned something about luck, skill, and victory from the one and only Coach Luis.
I'm here with Brandon Burton, who has started the tournament with 5 wins and 1 loss. Very impressive. How would you describe, your second crack at the Pro Tour this time around so far?
I don't know. It's been good. I've had a good time. I'm treating it like any other Magic tournament. Just trying to stay calm and relaxed and play as well as I can.
So, Elizabeth, how long have you been assisting Brandon at Magic tournaments?
For about 10 years.
Wow. How did you come to operate so smoothly? Was it difficult to do that?
It was. He's had a few game losses because of me, because I got it wrong, and he just trained me. You do absorb some of it, of course, but I consciously don't try to learn. Like, I talk to people about everything else. Do you have dogs? Where do you live?
Make small chat.
Try to ignore the magic. Because a judge told me a long time ago it would be better if I didn't learn it, so I don't influence Brandon.
If you were to offer some advice to a Magic player who wanted to get better at Magic, but maybe they're still at level 1, they've got the basics, but what's a tip that you could give them to get to that next level?
Just play more Magic and try and play with better players. and try and keep learning while you're playing. Don't make the same mistakes over and over again.
So what would you say your key responsibilities are? That Brandon's like, Mom, I need you to make sure you do X, Y, and Z. Well, what are those responsibilities?
Just shuffling, drawing, just making sure that he has everything at his disposal that he needs, you know?
So he's the brains of the operation completely.
He absolutely is. Yeah, he is.
The story of the top 8 of Pro Tour Battle for Zendikar is about a pair of rising stars, both hailing from Japan, but sporting very different approaches to their craft. Ryuichi Tamada has impressed many of Japan's best players with his tactics on the tabletop, but he didn't solicit their help to prepare for the Pro Tour. He chose to do that by himself. In the quarterfinals, he bested Quebec's Ricky Chin with an airborne army of birds, thopters, and monks that ride on flying mantises. In the semifinals, he matched up against the legendary John Finkel, considered by many to be the greatest Magic player of all time. Using the unexpected strategies of sideboarding out his small creatures and choosing to draw first after losing Game 1, Tamada caught Finkel off guard. Tamada then unleashed the powerful enchantment Mastery of the Unseen en route to what became a semifinals upset. Kazuyuki Takamura hails from the metropolis of Tokyo, where he prepared with some of Japan's star players, including Yuya Watanabe, whose dominance in premier play this decade is respected around the world. In the quarterfinals, he overran the young Danish phenom Martin Müller with an Obzon force featuring Anafenza the Foremost, her friend who protects a tree, and of course, rhinos. In the semifinals, he trampled over Toronto native Paul Dean with a pair of birds, and also more rhinos. And so on this Sunday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kazuyuki Takamura advanced to the finals to square off against his neighbor from just west on the island of Honshu, Ryuichi Tamada. In Game 1, Takamura summoned too much muscle too quickly for Tamada to deal with, and sealed the game with the powerful spell Dramoka's Command. In Game 2, Tamada came back with a robust army made even stronger by the emblems bestowed upon them by the heroic Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Tamada turned to Gideon once again in Game 3. He and his loyal knights struck a death blow to the defenseless Takamura. But Ryuichi Tamada saw the tables turn on him in Game 4 when he made the bold choice to keep a 6-card hand with no lands. The gambit didn't work, and so the Pro Tour would once again come down to a pressure-packed Game 5. While Tamada cast powerful spells in the final contest, Takamura had all the answers. Tamada's Mantis Rider became wrapped in inescapable ribbons of silk. His ally Gideon was taken down by Takamura's legendary soldier Anafenza. And when Takamura's Rhino once again hit the battlefield, Tamada conceded victory to his compatriot. And so Kazuyuki Takamura became the champion of Pro Tour Battle for Zendikar. Kazuyuki, you played terrific Magic all weekend long, including a masterful performance in the finals. Is there anyone that you would like to thank that helped make you the great Magic player that you've become?
もちろん妻です。My wife.
That's beautiful. Congratulations, Kazuyuki Takamura, the champion of Pro Tour Battle for Zendikar.
sleep in.